Hi, I'm Nikki Ratliff here at the Humane Society in Carroll County. I'm joined by our animal care supervisor, Michelle Fiddler, and we are joined by Buddy. Buddy is an alumni. Buddy, what'd you do wrong? Buddy was well loved. He was adopted when he was a puppy. He's about 1.5 years old now, and he has been neutered, so you don't have to do that. He does have white hair, so you have to understand that when you take him home, because we expect for him to be in the house with you. But if you go to work every day in a 3-piece business suit that's dark black or dark blue most of the time, this is not your dog. He's very, very sweet. They say he's housebroken. He's good with dogs and cats, kids over and under 6. He's basically perfect. They work. He chews. That's the problem. All right. Everything in sight, according to them. Well, you know, when you have a dog and he wants to be around people, I don't know whether he suffers from anxiety.
He does okay in his kennel. I mean, he's not overly anxious back there.
He doesn't appear to be that anxious, but you know, he's the kind of an animal where you may want to invest in a large dog crate when you're not home. And I always suggest for people, don't just put them in the dog crate when you're not home. Put them in there other times with a chew toy, a chew bone, something that keeps them occupied, and make them feel like, boy, this crate's pretty cool, because every time I get in it, all this wonderful stuff happens to me. And that a lot of times will solve the problem. Not being around this dog, not really knowing the problem, and we will research it a little bit more and find out a little bit more about what was going on. But he's sweet, he feels good, you have a nice, kind face, and they say he is, in fact, a really nice dog. It's just that they're not home. And that's the problem you get into when you have dogs that chew. Now, the good thing is, he's on the downhill slide, because usually, I know I had one chewing dog one time that was just awful. That was more than just a puppy. And she literally would chew from one room to the other if you locked her in it. But by the time she was about 2, she finally quit doing that. They normally don't continue. Not that they're not going to chew up a child's toy if it's left around, because child's toy, my toy, same thing, you know. But at least she's got a good disposition. Listen to me. It's such a pretty dog, it looks like a she. He has a great disposition, and he is neutered, and like I said, he's on the downhill slide. I think he'd make a nice pet for somebody. And you know what? If you come and adopt an animal from us, you can't always be sure it's going to be the right animal for you. And I know there are a lot of organizations out there that go, well, if you don't keep this dog under all sets of circumstances, you're a bad person. We don't ascribe to that here at the Humane Society. We do believe that when you do adopt an animal out, it should be a forever home. But if you get an animal home and in the first couple of weeks you realize this is just not going to work, and you've given it your best effort, well then you know what? When he comes back, we will know more than we did when he went out. Now in this situation he was a puppy, so it's not much more to know. I mean, he was a puppy and we know he chews. But when an adult dog goes out and it comes back, it makes it really easy, because there are a lot of people who go, ain't gonna bother me. I'm home all the time. You know, I never leave the house, you know, whatever. And so the more we know about an animal, and that's true whether you bring an animal to us. I know sometimes people, they don't want to tell us the real reason. Well, you know, the real reason is going to show up. And so it's nice if the people that are coming here know the real reason and they're willing to work with it, as opposed to somebody coming in here and doesn't want to work with it, or wants an animal that's more of a cookie cutter animal, and we give them one that's going to be a big surprise. So there's a reason for you to tell us the truth when you bring them in here, and you can be sure we'll tell you the truth as we know it when they go out. We don't hide things, because we want them to have a forever home. So maybe you're going to get one you're going to get one pretty soon. I'm like that girl on TV. I'm going to get bit one day. You're not supposed to put your face in a dog's face, but you know, we've already, these have been pre-screened, so I can after 40 years I can kind of size them up pretty good too. Like that gal on TV, I was watching her. Oh my Lord, that dog couldn't have done more if it had said, I'm going to bite you in the face in 3 minutes. That dog was licking his lips and he was looking away. He gave every sign a dog would give you to get out of my face. And here she is crowding him, and he's right there with his owner. I was sitting there. I knew he was going to bite her before I just couldn't believe what she was doing.
She kept getting closer and closer and closer.
Push, 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 and he kept trying to get away. Anyway, it's a lot to be said for reading dogs' body language, and after 40 years I've learned how to do that. But I could still make a mistake. and you don't know how to read a dog's body language, and you should always tell your kids, don't ever put your face in a dog's face. I mean, a dog, when he gets ready to bite you, a lot of times they'll snarl at you. So we're not necessarily snarling, but we're laughing and we're smiling. We're showing our teeth when we come up next to a dog in their face, and we're usually staring right straight at them, which is definitely a threat to an animal when you're staring at them, and we're encroaching on their space. Nobody likes their space to be encroached on when they don't know you. I don't, you know. So there's a lot of things you should be careful with. So anyway, all that being said, Buddy is going to be somebody's good buddy one day. So if you think you'd like to meet him, come in and check him out. And then you can take a cat home with him, and a rabbit, and maybe a gerbil.
I was gonna say, lots of bunnies.
Lots of bunnies.
Ferret.
Yes, we have a
Ferrets.
ferret. So we have, hi, I know you give me kisses. I see that. Yeah, so we have lots of nice animals for adoption. And we'll have one more to show you here in just a second. Be right back. Okay, we've got a little friend here named Bobo, and Bobo looks decidedly different than he did when he arrived.
A lot different. When Bobo first came in, he was one big fluff ball of fur, of mats, we should say.
Yeah, matted fur.
Yeah, not even clean cut fur, one big mat. And when he first came in, we kind of thought he looked a little like a Lhasa Poo, maybe, you know, a Lhasa mixed with a poodle. And now that he's all shaved down and clean cut, you know, I'm thinking he might look a little more like a Cockapoo because he's so long and thin.
He has that cockery look, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And he came in as a stray, so we can't be for sure. You know, we don't know his history. So maybe if somebody does know his history or knows the dog, of course, it's kind of difficult to tell right now with his clean coat. But if you know something about him, call us and tell us. It'd be nice to have some additional information on him.
They found him up in Adams County, I guess, and the person maybe worked down here or maybe knew where our shelter was. For whatever reason, he ends up here. So anytime we get dogs in from another jurisdiction, first thing we do is get on the phone. We call that jurisdiction. We send them an email picture of the dog that we have. So in case someone starts looking for them where they came, you know, where they were found, they'll be able to locate them. And so that we have done, and nobody ever claimed him. We named him Bobo. Who knows? And he seems like a nice dog. On our website at www.carr.org/humane. It's on the bottom of this thing, I'm sure. Anyway, you can see all the animals available for adoption, and you can see what he looked like before and after, which, of course, you can't probably see that he was all badly matted, but believe me, under all that hair was mats. So let's just say somebody out there wants a dog that looks like he looked before, except well groomed. This is like an old English sheepdog kind of a look. I mean, he is cute as a button. And if you keep dogs like this groomed, then you can keep them in what we like to call a puppy cut, where the hair's about this long all the time. It's cute as it can be, but you can't puppy cut an animal that's matted down to the skin. You have to take it down to this level and then work back. So, you know, this is going to be a cute dog when the hair grows back. You ain't too bad right now, but you're not cute like you're going to be. No, you're not. No, you're not. So we don't know a thing about this dog except he's sweet and his hair's short.
And it was very good for grooming. It was a volunteer groomer that came in, dedicated her time to doing this. And she said, please pass on to his adopted owners how well behaved he was for grooming. She said he just stood there the whole time without a fuss.
That's
nice. Very well behaved.
That's nice. Now he is intact. He's about 3 years old, so he'll have to be neutered. But I don't think he's going to mind that a bit. As long as he gets a good home and 3 squares, well, maybe not 3, that might make him a little too pudgy. Maybe want to make 1.5 squares. I like it when people figure out what a dog will eat during the course of a day and then just split it into 2 meals. I think that's kind of nice.
What?
He's talking right now. He'd like to go out. He's got pretty eyes, doesn't he?
He does. Light
He's got
color.
pretty eyes, kind of a light brown, and he's just a cute dog. That's all there is to it. He passed our behavioral assessment really well.
Did well.
Seems to be just a great dog. See all this pretty hair? Look at that pretty hair on your tail. Yes. Come in and check him out. Okay. We'll be right back. Alrighty, this is a nice dog too. It was found running with another dog. Neither one were ever claimed. The other one's been adopted, and Freckles, we've named him Freckles, is still here. And Freckles is an intact male, and we think he's about how old?
About a year. He's a young fella. His teeth
Oh,
are real
you
pearly
are a young
white.
fellow. And for all those people that are wearing those dark colored 3-piece suits, we're haven't had anything for you to look at yet.
Maybe soon.
Maybe soon. It's coming. No, but at any rate, here's another mostly white dog, of course. Seems to be a little bit more laid back than the last one. Seems to be a nice dog. You've taken him through his paces, and you know, he doesn't mind the cats in the stray cat room. He seems to be nice around dogs. We just had a dog a minute ago that was giving him a hard time, and he was like, "What is wrong with you? Why are you being so mean?" So he seems to be kind of a dog that might be nice around other dogs, although we can never totally guarantee that. Turn around, Freckles. Look at your mom and dad. Come here. Turn around.
You have to show your good side here.
He says, "I am showing a good side." Come here. Come here. Turn around. Oh, no. Don't let him go.
All right,
turn around, Freckles.
table.
Come here, Freckles. Come here.
Oh,
You turn him around.
are you shy? Look, what if I stand over here?
He
I'll
likes-
stand off camera. There you go. Come on,
He's a
come
little
up here.
shy. A little shy. Whoa,
Yeah,
there we
he's
are.
a little shy.
He's-
We've
I've
noticed
never been
that.
on TV
He
before.
warms up. When we had him in the assessment room, it took him, maybe 5 or 10 minutes before he felt really comfortable with us to start assessing him. He's kind of quiet back in his kennel when new people walk in. He's a little shy, but he does warm up.
Well, he just came in.
Just came in.
He just came in yesterday. Oh, my Lord. He still doesn't know what's up, you know.
Just came in.
Of course, I've been here almost 30 years, and I still don't know what's up. So, but it does take him a little while to settle in. I mean, all these barking dogs in strange places, and somebody's loved this dog. Somebody's taken good care of him. Somebody's fed him way too much.
Yeah.
I don't understand. But, you know, I'm not going to judge anybody. I don't know. But it's a sweet dog, and it would make you a nice pet, I think. He's got a nice soft mouth. He seems to really be attentive and a little shy. And when you have a dog that's a little shy, and this dog or any other dog, you don't want to crowd them. You don't want to crowd them. And there again, I tell people to leave a collar and a leash on them so they can get a hold of them, so they don't have to grabbing a dog by the collar. That's the best way in the world to get bitten. I don't care what kind of dog it is. You always want to have a leash on them for a little while till you can get to know them better. And with a dog this shy, I wouldn't want to see him go with toddlers, because you'd be surprised how fearful a dog can be of a squeaking, crying, stinky, running around, not well balanced, looking weird toddler. So when you have a little bit of a shy dog like this, so I think you've got older children, he'd be probably fine. No guarantees, but I think he probably would. And even with them, you just don't rush him. Don't rush him. And he just seems like a really sweet dog. It's a nice dog. What do you think he's mixed with?
I thought maybe some Brittany Spaniel in there with
Might
his
be.
coloring and the spotting.
Yeah, the little spots. You could never know.
We just don't know. You
That's the
can't tell
fun thing
us,
about the
can ya?
DNA tests.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh, this dog's got Jack Russell Terrier and Pit Bull and Saint Bernard and Wolf. I mean, it's amazing. Who knows? It's so funny when those tests come back. But basically, he seems like he's got a nice heart. He's a nice dog. So if we've named him, what did we name him? Freckles. Well, of course.
He's got freckles.
Freckles, turn around and show them your little freckles.
your freckles right
there.
there.
They
Oh, my little
are.
freckles.
There's my freckles. So we've got Freckles waiting for you. We'll be right back. Yeah, you good boy. All righty. This little pup is going up tomorrow. He was found right on the Howard County, Carroll County line. He's found right there in the 7300 block of Morgan Road. He looks like he could have some pit boxer in him, but I've learned not to guess those things too much. Seems like a nice puppy, passed our behavioral assessment. And oddly enough, some puppies won't, but most do. And then it's a question of kind of people and they're with and how well they're socialized and who they get to meet and everything. This is going to be a big dog. It's not going to be a small dog. It's going to be a strong dog. It's not going to be a weak dog. He's going to have that boxery body to him. Him is a male? Yes, it is. Okay. And he needs to be, when you get a dog like this, that's a bully breed possibly, any dog frankly, but especially when you get into this types of dogs, Mastiffs and Rottweilers and things, don't play really rough with them. Teach them to be gentle. Don't get a rag toy and pull and tussle and make them hold on. It's not a good practice for that kind of a dog. You want to encourage them not to use their mouths. You don't want to encourage them to use their mouths. So you want to treat these dogs respectfully and fairly calmly and reward them for being gentle and sweet. That's the way you want to raise a dog like that. Tricks, frisbees, They may not like Frisbees. Not every dog is a retriever. You have to be kind of bred for that, or you have to be predisposed to it. But when you find something that it really enjoys doing that is not rough, really exacerbate that with them. This dog needs to go out to like strip malls and places. Now, I noticed immediately, as soon as I put my hand near him, he started nibbling on me. That's not a good trait, and you want to discourage it. But you don't discourage it by hitting him and saying no. You discourage him by giving him something else, saying no, and a very firm voice, and give him something to mouth, okay? Because he's about 3 months old. They're getting started into that whole chewing thing, but you don't want them chewing on you. You also don't want them chewing on your shoe, so don't give them an old shoe to chew on. They don't know if it's new or it's old. It's just a shoe, right? So go online. There's lots of tips for puppy training and for puppy raising and for puppy socialization in particular. And you want to do it early. You want to do it now. You don't want to wait. I'm surprised at my dog. She was here in the front office all her life, and I thought, boy, she's becoming so well socialized. And you know what? She was behind a fence, and some people would come and say hi, and she was with my office personnel, but she wasn't being very well socialized, and I was surprised. So see, you can teach an old dog new tricks, but you need to get them out. If the dog you have is afraid to go to the veterinarians, take him to the veterinarians every couple of weeks and give the receptionist something to give him that's fun, and then leave, you know, so that they get used to it. It's just there's a lot of things, a lot of tricks to training a dog, and when they're young is when you really need to do it. So this is not a dog for toddlers. This is definitely not a dog for toddlers. Not a dog for anybody. I would say under 10. I would say keep everybody over 10 for a pup like this, because he is a big puppy and he is mouthy, and so you want to make sure that you don't have him exposing him to a lot of little people. He's got a lot of potential, but it's going to depend on the person to a large extent, I think, to make sure he's the best that he can be. So if you like this kind of a dog and you think you can work with him and make him a good member of your household, he's here for you. Say goodbye. What do we name this guy? Morgan. He was found on Morgan Station Road, so Morgan Road. Why wouldn't we name him Morgan? There you go. It's a good name. All right. Well, we're going to have one more animal, and then we're going to say goodbye for the week. This is Mickey. And Mickey's a 7-month-old little domestic rabbit, cute as a bug, and available for adoption. Came in with Minnie, a little rabbit that looks like him.
Yep, just
looks like him. And then Dimples, who was a guinea pig, so the family had to bring in some of their pets. And we also have a ferret. And
3 ferrets.
We have 3 ferrets.
Yes, and 2 other bunnies that are big.
Big bunnies, okay.
And then we have Speedy, the little mouse.
And we have a, what do you call this thing?
Oh, bearded dragon.
We have Wink, a bearded
Wink is
dragon.
a 4-month-old bearded dragon.
4-month-old bearded dragon. Go to our website, you can see all these
kinds of
things.
stuff.
While you're looking at Michelle and this cute little thing right here, there's a rabies vaccination clinic coming up on Sunday, April the 22nd, from 2 to 4 at the Ag Center. $7 for dogs, cats, and ferrets over the age of 3 months. So, and 3 and 4 months. So 2.5 months, I don't think they want to see. So it's got to be at least over 3 months. And that's a great deal, great bargain. You want to protect you and your family and your pet from rabies, so make sure they're currently vaccinated. And of course, dogs are required to have a license here in Carroll County. It's hot. Shade. You look for shade. You make sure that your animals have shade. Doghouse is not shade. You've got to make sure that they're going to be cool, and they've got water, and they've got a way of getting out of the direct sunlight during the day. If you find a neighbor who is not adhering to that, the dog's outside for several hours in the heat of the day with no sun, call us. We'll go out. We'll talk to them. Most people are very cooperative once they realize there's a problem, and maybe they've gone to work and they don't remember where the sun goes. I don't know. We'll let the benefit of the doubt that they don't realize what's going on, and then see if we'll correct it when we've been there. So I hope you'll come to the Humane Society. I hope you'll go to our website. You know, we've got a lot of animals for adoption, and it changes daily. So check daily to see what we have. And I hope you guys have a nice week, and we'll see you next week. Take care.
Bye-bye.